It's the end of the day. Put the worries and the stress away. Light a candle, grab your drink. Let's slow it down, take time to think. It's wind down time. Do what feels right. Read a little book or journal by candlelight. Sip some wine or tea or just breathe deep. We're here to vibe, not lose sleep. So welcome in, you've made it through. This little space is just for you. Whatever you need, you're not alone. It's one down time, let's feel at home.
Hello. Welcome to Wind Down Wednesday. I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi that's the problem. Something is like lagging. I don't know if it's the computer. I don't know if it's the Wi-Fi. I don't know if it's StreamYard. Something is lagging. So I apologize on behalf of whatever that is. And if it's not lagging for you guys, then fantastic, lucky you. But on my end, it's kind of a mess. Hence the reason why I'm so late. But welcome in. How's everyone doing? How is your week going so far? Let us know what you're going to be reading, doing, not doing, listening to. Let us know all the things. I am going to be listening to The Wife Before by Shanora Williams, I think is the author. Don't quote me on that. um, this may or may not end up in a vlog. I do not know. I have not decided if I want to. There is a vlog that I'm doing. I'm just not sure if I want to include this book in that vlog. So I won't say too much about it now in case I do end up putting it in a vlog. But basically, it is, I think it's supposed to be a thriller. It's not thrilling yet. So I don't know if it's supposed to be a thriller, but I think it is. Y'all know that I don't read synopses before I read books. So I don't really know what this book is about. If you're wondering why I even started reading this in the first place, it's because there is an event that I'm going to not next month, I'm going to in June. And the author is going to be at that event. So I wanted to have at least read one of their books before I go to the event. So that is why I'm even reading this in the first place. But like I said, I don't read synopses, so I just jump straight into it. And the book starts off with like some woman basically like trying to run for her life. And she thinks that her husband is trying to kill her. And then when you get, that's the prologue. And then you get to chapter 1. And chapter 1 is following, I get a completely different character, a different woman who ends up meeting a guy who's very wealthy. And I'm pretty sure is the husband that the woman in the prologue was like the one that was running for her life, that thought her husband was going to kill her. I think that guy is the husband, if that makes sense. So I don't really know where we're going with this, but I'm interested. I'm intrigued, but I can't say that I'm feeling thrilled just yet. The whole thriller aspect of it. So yeah, we'll see what happens. That's just like a little overview of kind of what it is, but I'll keep you guys posted. I want to think that, was it Glenda? I feel like somebody else was reading this earlier this year, and at the time I had no idea what it was. So now I know what it is, or at least I'm finding out what it is. I'll put it that way. But yeah, that is what I'm going to be reading or listening to. And then I'm going to be drinking good old Saratoga water and no wine for me. One of the things that I thought about this week, and I'm surprised nobody said this, but it just dawned on me that earlier this year in January, for dry January, whatever it was called, I had gotten some like alcohol-free wine or whatever and was like trying those out. I forgot, just in a matter of, a couple of months, I forgot that I did that. And so it occurred to me earlier this week. I was like, oh, I guess I could do that again since I can't like drink alcohol for the next couple of months. I guess I could go back to like the non-alcohol wine and do that. So I think I may do that. I don't know exactly when, because I have to figure out when I can get to the store since I'm still not driving yet. I have to figure out when I can get to the store or have it delivered or something. But that occurred to me this week. So wine will be back for Wine Down Wednesday at some point. But until then, I have my Saratoga water and I have my coconut water that I have not drank yet today. So I'm going to try to get through those. And then I have my painting, which I might work on. I haven't decided if I'm actually going to work on this or not, because this is a brand new one. It's like still in the packaging and everything. I haven't opened this one up. Oh, this is what it's supposed to look like. That's what it's supposed to look like when it's done. So I could work on that, but I kind of want to play Catan or a Colonist or whatever during the sprint while I listen to this book. So I might do that instead. We'll see. But yeah, that's the tentative plan for now. As far as what I'm drinking, what I'm reading, and what I'm going to be doing. But let's jump into the comments and see how you all are doing, what you guys have been up to. Hello, Glenda. Hello, Cece. Hello, Lily. Hello, Chris. Yes, hope you are all doing well. Hello to Glenda. Hello to Chris. Hello, Christina. Welcome in. Hello, Lexi. You need to do something other than scroll shorts forever. Listen, I have found there's like 2 creators that I have found. I think it's on Instagram. I mean, they're probably on TikTok too. I don't know. I don't really get on TikTok, but I find that most of the stuff that you can find on Instagram is probably on TikTok, and same thing with shorts. They're just kind of everywhere. But there's these 2 creators that they're unrelated, but I find that like anytime I watch their video, like if one of their videos pops up in my feed, it's a wrap. Like I'm going to end up on whatever the social media platform it is for much longer than I intended, because I'll be watching their videos. One of them is this girl who other people do this, but something about hers just is funnier to me. But she'll like pick like a video or something and then like play the video, and then she goes through and like reads the comments and like laughs at like the funniest comments. Those get me every time. And then there's this other guy who I really like. I think he's from, I was gonna say Atlanta, but I actually don't know that. He could be from anywhere, and he's Southern State. I couldn't tell you, but he has a Southern accent. And I guess he's a teacher. I don't know if he's like a real teacher, not a real teacher, but like I don't know if he like teaches in like the school system, or if he's like part of like a mentor program or like Boys and Girls Club type of teacher thing. But he basically has like this group of like little boys, and he like teaches them how to be like proper like men, like teaching them things like no means no, and like don't do nice things for people just because you want them to do something for you. Like if you're going to do something nice, it should be because you want to do something nice, not because you want them to do something. What else? They teaching them how to like look for landmarks, teaching them how to read road signs. Like, and these are kids that are like, you know, between the ages, I'm going to say of like maybe 5 and 10, something like that. And it's just so cute seeing these like little boys like learn all these like literally some of these lessons are lessons that like adult men need to learn. Like it's a shame that these things aren't taught in school. But yeah, I love watching his videos because sometimes I'm like, oh, save. I need to save this. I don't have kids, but if I ever have kids, like they need to see these videos. These videos are so good. But yeah, anytime I come across them, it turns into a doom scrolling session for me. So I try not to get on social media very often so that this doesn't happen. Reading Queen of Shadows. Nice. I'm sure. I think, what were you reading? Like Crown of Midnight or something last time? I can't remember. Let me see. You were reading. Oh, no, you were reading Queen of Shadows last time. Okay, so you're still continuing that. Did you finish Deaths at the Door? Because I have that as one of the books you were reading last time as well. We have our link to all of the announcements and TBRs for Read Your Library Readathon, which we are more than halfway through, guys. It is almost over. We have one week left. When is the first? Is the first next Wednesday? No, just kidding. The first is next Friday. So we have a little over a week left, which brings me to a question that I have for you guys. But I think I might wait until after the first print to ask that question. So we'll put a pin in that. We have hellos from Chris to Glenda, Lila, and Christina. We have the sprint playlist. So if you want to go back and watch any of the sprints that you missed, or you want to keep up with which sprint is next, check out this link. And if you're not on, if you don't have the link to the playlist, or you don't want to for whatever reason, just know that Atia is up next at 10 p.m. Eastern. And for context, it is currently 6:15 p.m. Eastern. So in a little less than 4 hours, Atia will be the next stop on the trolley. And then we have all of our lovely reminders from Christina to hydrate, eat, check the laundry, take your meds, stretch, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so that hopefully you get notified. Speaking of which, I actually posted a video. Can you believe it? I have not posted a video since like January. I posted a video on Sunday. So if you haven't seen it, check that out. I'll like link it and stuff later. It's not super important, but if you haven't seen it, go check that out. Juggling 3 books for the challenge card tonight. Asada, an autobiography, The Reading List by Sarah Nisha Adams, and The Townsend Family Recipe for Disaster. Ooh, that last one sounds interesting. I like that title. Let's see. Let's update that. Let's see. Asada. The Reading List. Curious what that's about. Oops. Townsend Family Recipe for Disaster. Nice. Hello to Cece and Christina and Lexi. Hello to Christina, Lexi, and Lola. Hello to Chris. It's been a day and the sun is out. Hope yours has treated you well. Yes, I don't know. I don't know if the sun was really out today. I feel like it was pretty cloudy here. It's also really cold, not outside, but like in my house, it's really cold because we don't have the heat on. We haven't had the heat on for the last couple of days. They are coming tomorrow, actually, to replace my whole like furnace AC system, which I'm not particularly excited about, to be honest, because it's very expensive. It's draining me for everything I've got. So I'm not, and also I have to move my entire like desk setup. So I have to unplug everything because like the furnace and stuff is like behind the computer. So I have to move everything so they can get it into that. So I'm not looking forward to that at all. But that's why I have a hoodie on, even though it's like almost May, because it's freezing in here. Reading Do You Remember by Frida McFadden. Is this new? Is this a new one? I feel like somebody was talking. We talked about this last week, but I don't remember if we were talking about this because we were talking about Frida McFadden's backlist books, or if we were talking about this because this is one of her newer books. But I feel like we definitely talked about this. Let me see. Oops. Oh, no, it's because you were reading it last week. That's what it is. Have about 130 pages left. Oh, but it's good. Excellent. Hello to Casey. Hello, Bree. And hello, Jess. How's it going? I know. It hasn't been that long. I feel like I saw you. Was it last week or week before? It's not been too long. But yes, the more the merrier. You know, the more we can see each other, the better. And yes, happy Earth Day to everyone. Hello to Bree and Jessie. Current read is The Fairway Inn by Sarah Beth Durst. Gonna go for a walk on the first sprint. Nice. I've not heard of this. What genre is this? It's not. Oh, I typed in the wrong thing. I typed in the title of the book instead of typing in your name. Did you finish Air Fire? Fairway Inn. Yeah, this title sounds like it's maybe like contemporary or something. Let us know. Hello to Jess and Bree. Playing Libby Chicken with the Raw Shark Text. Experimental psychological thriller. Interesting. Experimental psychological thriller. What does that mean? Does that mean that the psychological thriller is experimental? Like whoever the author is experimenting with psychological thrillers and like how to write it? Or is this a psychological thriller that is about like experiments on sharks? Please explain. What does experimental psychological thriller mean? I do not understand. Let's see. Drop of Corruption. That's the last book that I have that you were reading, Jess. Did you finish that? Looks the Raw Shark Text. Also, what is shark text? What does that mean? Want to try her books? Yes, most definitely. Wait, who? Who are we talking about? Are we talking about Shanora Williams or are we talking about Frida McFadden? Currently reading Orbital by Samantha Harvey. Fortunately, I'm not enjoying it, so it's dry and there are so many lists. But I have to read it for class tomorrow, so we soldier on. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Are you almost done with like whatever you have to get read for tomorrow? Are you almost finished with that so that you can like move on to do something that you actually want to do? Let's see. You finished The Network Effect. Now you're reading Orbital. Yes, happy Earth Day. Yes. That is pretty much what I've been doing. Like when I do go out, which isn't very often, but when I do go out, I'll usually get like a mocktail since I can't drink. But I don't enjoy making mocktails. So like if I'm home, I don't know why, but I don't mind making cocktails, but I don't like making mocktails. I cannot explain to you that logic because I realize that it doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. So I don't think that I would make mocktails here, which is why I probably would just do like the alcohol-free wine. But when I go out, yes, that is exactly what I do is mocktails. This is going to be a mocktail summer. I was getting my blood drawn. Was it yesterday? Yeah. Yesterday I went to the doctor again and had more tests done. And I was talking to the lady that was drawing my blood. And I was like, I was trying to have a bunch of mojitos this summer. They messing up my plans with this blood clot. She was like, I know, that's right, girl. It was like this older Black lady. She was funny. Hello to Glenda. I do love a good mocktail. I just don't like making them. They're reading the comments. They're so funny. And it's this one lady. I don't know what her name is, but she's so funny. Like the ones that she picks out are so funny. Like I be on the like my jaw's on the floor, like rolling the floor laughing. Do people still say that anymore? Remember like when Raffle was a thing? Do people still do that? I don't even know. That's awesome. Oh, is that her name? Okay, I'm gonna have to look to see if that's the same person that I was talking about. It might be her. Okay. Oh, 5 stars. Nice. Great paranormal cozy mystery. Nice. Oh, thanks, Christina. This is the link to my newest video that I put out on Sunday. It is a spoiler reading vlog because it's part of what's the word I'm looking for? It's part of a series where I read books and basically give you a recap of it. Books that are part of a series specifically, so that you don't have to go back and like reread the whole book or re-listen to the entire audio. You can just like watch the recap video and then you know what happened. So this is particularly helpful for anyone who is participating in Brooklyn's read along for the Shatter Me series. Depending on how far along you've gotten, the videos 1 and 2, so video 2 was the one that just went up on Sunday. So videos 1 and 2 cover the first 2 novels and the first 2 novellas. So I know some people will read the novels, but like they don't feel like reading the novellas, or they're like, oh, I don't really want to waste my time or whatever like that. So they'll skip it. So the novellas and the novels themselves are covered in the first 2 videos. So the first video is Shatter Me and Destroy Me novella. And then the second video is Unravel Me and Fracture Me, I think is the novella for that one. And I have not started editing Ignite Me yet, but that is next up in the queue to be edited. The video that I'm currently working on editing is same concept. It's the series, spoiler recap video, but it's for Magnolia Parks. So the first book in the Magnolia Parks series. That is what I'm currently editing. So once I'm finished with that, then I can edit the Ignite Me video. So yeah, that's the plan. But thank you, Christina. Gonna have to figure out. I thought that there was a way to like pin comments from like StreamYard, but I'm not seeing a way to do that. So I'm gonna have to go into like actual YouTube and just do it that way. But thank you. Hello, Atia. Finishing up The Marriage Clock. Oh, what's that? What genre is that? I'm intrigued by this title. Let's see. You were reading The Ghost of Gwendolyn Montgomery. How was that? Did you finish that? I'm assuming that you finished it because I think that was maybe in November. I started typing, so the date went away, but I think it was November. I think that's what it said before I started typing. The Marriage Clock. I feel like there could be this title can mean so many things. Oh my gosh, that's like why are you crying? That's so exciting. That's amazing. Happy birthday. How many sons do you have, Christina? Hello to Atia. Okay, finish Air of Fire. Taking a break before I start Queen of Shadows. Nice. At some point, I probably will do like the series recap for the Throne of Glass series as well. I don't think that I'll ever do it for Akatar, only because I've already read all those books and I don't want to have to go back and reread them. But I've not read the Throne of Glass books, so that could be like I'm trying to do series that like I also have not read before, so I'm not going back and rereading stuff. So I may add this to the list of books that I do like the series recap for. I hear great things about this series, and I know some of those books are chunky, so I have to like mentally prepare for something like that and figure out like how I want to do it, because once you get to like the tandem read part, it's like how do you do a spoiler reading vlog for those books when they're both like 500 pages and you got to go back and forth. So like logistically I would have to figure that out. It's ergodic. I've not heard that word before. Meaning the formatting and layout is non-linear, experimenting on sharks. I mean, it could be, oh, interesting. I don't know that I've ever read anything like that. Huh. I may have to look into this. Just curiosity. My curiosity is piqued now. Finished Drop Corruption and Del Rey. Okay. Gave me a widget for book 3 in the series based on my review. Nice. That's awesome. Hello, Jacinth. How are you? Welcome in. 28 out of 149 pages. Have to read the whole thing. Thought I could read it quickly because it's so short, but I'm not interested in continuing. Oh no. I'm sorry. Well, once you finish reading this and you have like, I don't know if you have to take like a quiz or write a paper or have like a discussion or whatever that you have to do for tomorrow. Once that's done, are you like, can you like go back to like reading whatever you want to read? Or is there just like a list of books and like every week or whatever you have like another book that you have to read? Uh-uh. Whoa. Okay. My earring just fell out. That's cool. I feel like this book is gonna mess with me. Something wicked. Oh, why? Why do you think that? It's the same author as it's a Spell Shop in the Enchanted Garden. Okay. Unrelated standalone cozy contemporary YA fantasy. 16-year-old girl goes to stay with her great aunt for a summer at a nice. Very cool. Okay. I would not have guessed that. For some reason in my mind, when I read that title, the first thing that like came to mind was like, this sounds like an Ellen Hildebrand title. I don't know why, but like that was the vibes that it was giving. That's why I assumed that it was like contemporary, but I was very wrong. And there's mysterious guests. Nice. Hello to Jack, Atia, and Cece. Happy birthday to your eldest son, Christina. They are hilarious. Hello, Jane. Welcome in. It's mostly famous because of House of Leaves. Oh, okay. This isn't a challenging formatting wise, but it's see, I haven't read House of Leaves. I remember this was maybe like a year or two ago. I think Kenny was reading, what is Kenny's channel's name? Books Into the Void or something like that. But Kenny was reading this a while back. And I remember like wanting to read it because Kenny had like good things to say about it when she was reading it. But that book is so big that I'm just like, my brain was like, I have lots of books. I collect them, but 2 of the boys are mine. Okay. I'm good. How are you? What are you reading? I don't know if that question is directed towards me or if that question is directed towards Glenda. Thanks, Glenda. Those 2 are the eldest. 30 and 18 is the youngest. Okay, yeah, I remember your son recently turned 18 and like graduated and like, or was it, did he graduate already or is he about to graduate? I can't remember. But I remember like there was like a big like to do about it and it was like very exciting. But I did not know that you had a son that was 30. Amazing. Hello. How are you? Welcome in. Long time no see. How have you been? Hello to Carissa. No, I can go back to reading what went good. But I also have exams starting at the end of May, so I won't have as much time for fun. No. Okay, when does so once this semester ends, once you do your exams in May, this semester ends, when does the next semester start? Do you like go back in the fall, like September or something? Or are you doing like a summer session? Because I remember when the session ended, or like when the semester ended, I think at the end of last year, it was like November, December, or something like that. You only had like 2 weeks off and then you went like right back into it. So like, is that how it's going to be this time where you have to go right back into it? You only get like a couple of weeks of a break, or are you going to get like an actual summer break where you don't have to go back until the fall? Hello to Christina. Oh, he graduates in May. Yay! Very exciting. Are you planning like a graduation party? It was I am reading The Wife Before by Shanora Williams. Hold on. Maybe let me switch this over. We're not going into a sprint yet, but I need to change this anyway because I forgot to do it. So let's change the book. So yeah, this is what I'm currently reading. The Wife Before by Shanora Williams. It is I think it's supposed to be a thriller. That is basically about this girl who meets this guy who's rich and he is suspected of having killed his wife. I don't know where the story's going to go from there. I don't know if he really did kill his wife or not. I could be persuaded either way at this point in the story. There's a possibility that he might have done it, but also there's a possibility that he might not have done it, right? Like, I feel like I don't have enough information. The story at this point is vague enough that I'm not sure if he did it or not. I don't know. Hopefully I'll find out, or at least get closer to finding out tonight. Hello to Carissa and Jane. Oh, you don't look like you're old enough to have a kid that's 30. So, yes, absolutely, I support this comment. Like, the fact that your son is only 2 years younger than me, I can't. That does not compute in my brain. I've been good. Good to hear. Hello to Glenda. Life's been slowing down a bit. Good to hear. Now you can relax a little bit, wind down, get some reading done, relax, decompress. We got around. Okay. Since I already failed something. Oh no. Oh. Okay, so when you say you have to retake them in August, does that mean that you have to take a class like leading up to that? Or you get a break and then you just have to like study on your own time and then you just retake the exam in August? Hello to Glenda. I know I was forgetting something. Maybe we are having a party I asked, but have not been answered yet. Right now, I'm just trying to get through prom. Oh, yeah. Forgot about prom. Oh, man. It is prom season. Ooh. Got to see those prom pictures. Unfortunately, I mean, hey, trust me, you're not the only one. You're not alone. Do your best, That's all you can do. And especially like if it's classes where it's not something that's gonna actually impact like whatever the career is that you want to go into. Like I remember it's funny because when I was in high school, I was terrible at chemistry. Like was begging for a C in chemistry. And then I got to college and was a chemistry major. I didn't stay a chemistry major. I ended up changing my sophomore year, but that's not the point. The point is, sometimes you may not be good at something, and then eventually it just clicks and it works. And then sometimes, like trig was terrible at trig, calculus was terrible at calculus, and now I don't have to use either one of those things. So it does not matter that I got a D in trig because I don't use trig in my everyday life. I'm doing just fine having not passed. You know what I mean? So some classes it's just like, you just got to get through it. You just got to check the box, You don't got to be perfect. You just got to get it done. It does not compute in my brain either. There are booktube creators that are 32, but I think of them as adults. But meanwhile, like your son is like still your son, like still like your baby. That's funny. Okay, it's just the exam. I had to study on my own. I would go in school if I had to take classes in the summer. Well, thank goodness that you are actually going to get a break this time because those 2 weeks in the winter, that was rough. I was like, gee whiz. The next thing you know, you basically blink and school was starting back up. I was like, come on now. So I'm glad that you're actually going to get a nice break. Hopefully you have some plans to do some things and get out there and have fun and enjoy the weather. That was me with science. Things would make sense. I was the opposite. I was terrible in lab. I don't know why, but I'm more of like a theory person. When I would sit in lecture and we would have to like do things with like equations, whatever, I could bust that out. Like I was great at that. Theory and lecture, top tier. Put me in the lab and I'm just like, I don't know what to do with any of this equipment. Like, what button do I press? What chemicals do I mix? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I was the exact opposite. He was like, this week, could you imagine? I've always hated math. Yeah, I'm not a math person. I'm a science person. I'm not a math person. My brother is the math person. Math is not my thing. Not at all. And especially don't introduce fractions or decimals of any kind if you value your life. Like, don't do that to me. Happy I don't have math now. Okay, English major. Nice. I didn't hate English, but I didn't really like English either. Math always dragged my grade point average down since science was oddly better since math and science are interconnected. And that is why I could not stay a chemistry major. It's because of the math piece, the fact that they are so interconnected. I think my sophomore year of college, I had to take calculus, which I think I may have told this story before, I don't know. But I got through that class like truly by the skin of my teeth because I had a D in that class. I think I had a D. I either had a D in the class or I got a D on the final exam. One of the two. But what brought my grade up so that I finished the semester with a B was the fact that a lot of people in the class were doing very poorly. And so on our final exam, our professor put an extra credit question on the exam at the end. And the question had nothing to do with math. The question had something to do with House, like an episode. Was it House? I think. Oh no. That was in high school. My anatomy teacher did that. But my calculus teacher, it was a question about his kids. It was something about like what time does he pick his kids up from school or something like that. And if you got the answer right, you got like double, like whatever your score was, it was like doubled or something like that. So if you got like a 40, then you would get an 80. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of thing. And I just so happened, I guess, to be paying attention when he was talking about whatever he was talking about his family or his kids. And I got the answer right. That's what bumped my grade up, which is so sad that me knowing details about this man's personal life was the difference between me failing the class and me getting a B. If it were not for that, I would not have made it through that class. But then the next semester, I had to take Calc 2. And I sat in class the first day of school, and I'm looking around, and I'm looking at the board, and I'm listening to the teacher, and I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about. It seems like everybody else knew what was going on, but I was like, I have no idea. It felt like I came in and like sat down in like a German class or something for the first time. I'm just like, I don't know what you guys are saying. I don't know what you're talking about. And at that point, I realized there's no way that I can proceed with being a chem major if I can't pass Calc 2. Because then after Calc 2, you have to do PChem, which is physics and chemistry together. And I'm just like, listen, this is too much. This is too much. So it wasn't the science that was the problem. It was the math. And I was like, I'm going to have to tap out. And so I ended up changing my major completely. I still minored in chemistry because I had already taken a bunch of chemistry classes. And I was like, I'm not wasting all the time that I already spent taking these classes. So I changed it into my minor. But yeah, we couldn't finish the chem degree because too much math. Too much math. Hello, Mel. Welcome in. I prefer English. I mean, if I have to choose between math and English, I'm 100% going to choose English. But I'm not a big fan of English either. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe I just never had the right teacher. English to me was always like boring. Just like biology to me was boring. It wasn't that it was hard. It just was boring. I didn't care. And when you don't care about something, you usually don't like try very hard or pay attention. So that was my problem. I think it has something to do with the fact that I didn't see the practicality of math, whereas I saw the practicality of science. That's fair. I feel the same about Dutch. I do not want to study that. I don't want to study that either. Reading The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. Why does this author's name sound familiar? I don't know why, but for some reason it's ringing a bell. I don't know why I haven't updated this. It says the last time I updated this was February 18th, but I find that hard to believe. That's strange. Anyway, I have that you were reading Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, and that you were reading Beth is Dead. Did you finish either of those? And if you did, how were they? Ghostwriter. Genius. Thank you. I preferred history. Okay, history major here with a minor in library science and 2 courses short of a minor in English. Oh, cool. Very nice. History is also one of those things. I feel like it depends on the topic, right? Like as a whole, history was very similar to like English and biology, where it's not hard. I just didn't care. But there were certain topics that I was like very interested in. So like depending on like what the chapter was or what the unit was, sometimes I'd be like super locked in. And then other times I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about because I'm not listening. my brain is not here. Also really like history. Not sure why, but I've always found it interesting. I think that I like history. I think too, like it depends on like the format of like how I'm consuming the information. Because I find that when I watch history, like watching it, like whether it's like a documentary or a biopic or, something to that extent, I tend to be more engaged with it versus if I have to like read about it or if somebody's just like a teacher is just like talking at me, like lecturing me, or I'm looking at like slides on like a PowerPoint presentation. I'm just like, you can miss me with this. I don't care about none of what you're talking about. But for some reason, when it's like a, a movie, a video, a documentary, something that's just, I don't know, more like visually entertaining, I can like lock in better. And then I actually care about the history. I'm feeling about the same that I was yesterday. I am having like some issues with my chest today that I wasn't having before. I'm not really sure what that is or why that's happening, but I do go back to the hematologist next Tuesday, I think. So that'll be another thing to add to my list of things to talk about when I see him. But yeah, otherwise, doing about the same. I haven't gotten any worse, so that's always, a plus. I did go to the gynecologist yesterday, and we were able to talk about like different like options since birth control, or since hormonal like estrogen birth control was like not an option for me anymore. We were able to kind of like talk about that, and I did not know that there are a lot of birth control options that do not have estrogen in them. I was not aware of that. And I feel like from the different people that I've talked to, whether it's been like, regular everyday people that I know, or even like other doctors that I've spoken to, whether it was at the hospital, my primary care, whatever, everybody kind of made it seem like, oh, well, I guess you can't use birth control anymore. Like that's the end of that. But in talking to the gynecologist yesterday, there's actually a lot of options for people, even if you can't do like hormones and estrogen and stuff. So that was like really eye-opening and definitely was like a relief for me, because that was something that I was like kind of worried about. The other thing that we talked about was like my options as far as like being able to like be pregnant and stuff like that, if like, what the risk is and all that kind of stuff. And from that discussion, she was like, there are options for that too. So like there were a lot of like, I guess there was a lot of like anxiety that I had going into that appointment. And from the conversation that I had, I feel a lot better and a lot more like optimistic and hopeful. So that is one thing that I, as far as how I'm feeling better. I feel like a weight has kind of been lifted off my shoulder because I finally have those answers, and they're answers that I like. Because the answers could have been, yeah, no, you can never have kids, but like that's not the answer. So I'm feeling better, like mentally, I'm feeling better for sure. History is very interesting, much more than dates and places, more about how people react and how they change. Yes, I agree. Hello to Mel. I finished Beth is Dead, still making my slow way through Jonathan Strange and Mr. Neural. Okay. Hello to Glinda. Took a history course in university on the history of socialism. Think I slept through the class. That's it. Is that what the whole class is about? That's interesting to have a whole semester just dedicated to like studying socialism. I never knew that there was like that much to study that it would take up. I mean, it makes sense for it to be like a unit or a chapter, but for that to be the entire class, that's interesting. But I could see why you might fall asleep through that. History is very interesting, but I feel like we had to memorize too many dates in high school, so I didn't want to study that. I'm not really good with numbers. Me either. Like if somebody gives me like a phone number or something to write down, even when how like when you're trying to log into something and they're like, we have to do 2-factor authentication or whatever, and they like send you a code to your phone and you gotta like type in the number. Even doing that, it'll be like a 6-digit code, and I have to like keep looking back like for every number because like my brain just will not retain numbers in like a sequence. My brain is just like, nope, not doing that. Not their wheelhouse, I suppose, or docs don't talk about things that they don't know about, but refer to docs who do. That's possible. But everybody just kept making it seem like, oh, well, you're screwed. Like there's nothing for you. I'm just like, okay, great. But yeah, and talking to my gynecologist yesterday, I was like, oh, okay. So there's actually a lot of options, actually. I had to step away for a second to update my vlog before I get too far into this book. Nice. That's the problem with history in high school. Yes, I would agree. I would agree. There's that there's that much on socialism ended up being a very different class than I expected. Huh. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I only had to take one history class when I was in college, and I couldn't tell you really much of anything we learned because I wasn't paying attention ever. And I remember for our final, we had the option to either take the final exam or do a final like project, not like a capstone, but like kind of like a capstone. And the project was you had to do like I forget what they called it, but it was basically you had to do some type of like media whether you did like a Prezi. Do people still do Prezis? Does Prezi still exist? Prezi was really big back then. So you could do a Prezi, or you could do, like a regular PowerPoint or a video. Like, it had to be some kind of like multimedia type of like project. And he said that it could be on anything that we discussed throughout the semester. And when he said that, I was like, bet, say less. A lot of the stuff that we talked about in this class, we would talk about, over the course of multiple days. There was one thing that we discussed. One day out of the entire semester, we discussed this particular topic. And I was intrigued and fascinating. And so that is what I decided to do my project on. And I ended up making a video. This was like before I had a YouTube channel and stuff like that. This was kind of like the beginnings of me like getting into like creating videos. And I made a video. It was probably like maybe 5 minutes long, something like that, on a topic that I'm sure he did not see coming. But it's his fault because he said that we could do the project on anything that we talked about. So there was one day where we spent maybe 10 minutes talking about burlesque. And so I decided to do my final project on the evolution of stripping. And it started with burlesque and evolved to like the modern day King of Diamonds like strip club. So that was a really fun project. I wish I still had that video. I don't know where it is. It could be anywhere at this point. But that's what I remember from the one history class that I took in college, was that I did my final project on stripping. It was great. Two-factor authentication is one of the bane of my existence. What do you think a hacker is going to do to my school account? The only thing on there are assignments and grades. I feel you. And that was the morning class over, 3 hours over 2 days. Oh, boy. Ooh, that sounds rough. Especially in the summer. Had popped up mentioning burlesque. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I don't even know why it came up in conversation, but for some reason it came up and I was like, oh, what are we talking about? I actually like was paying attention. The conversation only lasted like 10 minutes, but I remembered it. So when the end of the semester came and he was like, you can do your project on anything we talked about. I was like, say less. And I got an A. I got a really good grade. So I was like, yeah, I knew you'd like that. I was also taking another summer semester history course that I found more interesting. Ooh, what was the topic? All right. We have reached the end of the comments. We are going to jump into our first sprint. And what I'm going to try to do, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm going to try to, let me see, 7. Where is it at? Oh, here we go. How do you edit this? Let's change this. There we go. Save. Okay. We are going to go into our first sprint. I am going to try to play Colonist on my computer because I left my iPad at my mom's house. I forgot to, just happened. I forgot to bring it with me. So that's my fault. So I'm going to have to play on the computer if I want to play. So I'm trying to get that set up. Turn that off. Okay. There we go. And we'll read for instead of doing 60 minutes, we'll do like 64 minutes just because I don't want to stop it at 50, 1 or 52. I want like a nice, round number, a 0 or a 5. So we'll read until 7:55. Well, 7:55 my time. So whatever hour you're in, 55 your time. I'm going to play around in StreamYard and figure out how to get 2 cameras to work. Ooh, let us know how it goes. But yeah, I will see you all back here in about an hour, a little over an hour. Happy reading or doing whatever it is you're going to be doing to wind down. And we are back. How did everyone do? How did that sprint go for everyone? What did you end up doing with that time? I got from, I think I was at like 41%, and now I'm at 61. Or maybe I was at 40 something. Now I'm at 61. So I read close to 20% or listened to close to 20% during that sprint. And I'm on my second game of Colonist. I won the first game. I'm currently in the middle of the second one. So trying to mentally, ooh, I'll do that trade. Trying to mentally multitask between, why did you offer the trade if you weren't going to do the trade? Trying to multitask between this game and sprinting. I think I'm gonna move this screen over maybe so that I can see the comments. Hold on. It's a lot happening right now. Pardon while I try to make a move. Somebody accept my trade. Okay, what else can we do? We can do this and this. And then I want to go here. There we go. Okay, let me move this screen over here so that I can open up the comments over here. And where on earth did I leave off? That's the real question. Okay, I think it was here. So Jess said, I can't do an extra camera until I pay for advance. I'm not paying $70 a month for the use of an extra camera. That's a ripoff. I would agree. Hello, Dee Dee. How are you? What are you doing up so late? Heading to bed, but wanted to first come in and say hi, make friends with the like button. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. Sleep well. Hello to Dee Dee. Hello, Cherie. Finishing Capadonna. I've not heard of this. Capadonna 3, about 20% left. Nice. I don't know how long that book is to like know if 20% is like a lot of pages or not, but it seems like it's probably not a lot. So it's possible that you could finish this book on sprints tonight, potentially. Hello to Cherie. Atia finished the marriage clock. Nice. Excellent. Okay, hold on. Okay, I really want to make a road. I need someone to trade. Give me some bricks. Okay, losers, that's fine. I'll do it myself. Okay. Hello to Glenda. Hello, Lexi. Can finally read again after a week and a half of recovery from eye injections. Oh my gosh. So tonight I'll be reading The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. First of all, why did you have to get eye injections? What's going on? Also, I hope that you're feeling better. I'm assuming that you are since you're able to read. Also, very excited for you to read Evelyn Hugo. That was the book that actually got me into reading. So that book holds a special place in my heart. So I don't know if you've started it already and you're just continuing it, or if you're starting it tonight for the first time. But I hope that you're enjoying it. Or if you haven't started it yet, I hope that you do enjoy it. Let me see. What do I want to get rid of? I'll get rid of this. Who has bricks? Does anybody have bricks? I guess I'll do green. I don't know. I guess I should do red, but I want to do green. Oh man, it's fine. Oh, you guys suck. Yeah, I hope that you are enjoying it if you started it already, or that you do enjoy it if you haven't started it yet. Hello to Lexi. Had dinner. Ooh, broccoli cheddar soup and took a shower. Nice. The plan is to finish tonight. Only listened to about 3%. Went to grab some Jamaican food for dinner. Nice. I have butter chicken from yesterday that I did not finish. So that is what I'm going to be doing during this next sprint. I'm going to listen to more of this and heat up my butter chicken. One of my favorite foods. I don't know what it is about it, but butter chicken, it's the sauce. I don't know how to make that sauce, but whatever's in it, fantastic. I had to get eye injections, unfortunately, due to a retina injury during sports. About 50%. Oh, nice. Well, not nice about the injections and the injury, but nice that you're 50% of the way into Evelyn Hugo. Amazing. What kind of injury did you have? What kind of injury? What sport was it, number one? And what was the injury? Oh my gosh, I have so many cards. I didn't even realize. Okay. I'm about to win. Okay, let's do this. Let's just make a bunch of roads. There we go. Bada boom, bada bing. Victory! Okay. Yeah, what sport were you playing and what happened? Like, what exactly happened as to why you ended up with a retina injury? And also, very excited that you're halfway through and that you're loving it. Got to page 30 in Ghost Rider. Nice. Ooh, Jamaican food. Yep. Literally me. Because they don't want to trade. It's fine. I'll take care of it myself. I am like so mean when I play video games. I've always been like that. Like I remember me and my brother used to play Mario Kart on the Wii. This was like probably at least 10, 15 years ago. And the things that we would say to the other like drivers in Mario Kart, hilarious. And we would also play like Black Ops all the time. I think this was the first Black Ops, I think. But yeah, vicious. The chat rooms are vicious. But with that, we have managed to reach the end of the comments. Oh, one of the things I forgot to do, I don't even know if I can do it now. Let me see. I might not be, I probably can't do it, but I'll try. I wanted to just click on this and click on this. I wanted to pin the comment that Christina had posted earlier that had the link. Yeah, I don't think I can go back far enough, which is really rude. The heck? Yeah, I don't think I can go back far enough, which is disrespectful. So I'll have to post it. I'll post it during the next sprint before I go like to eat dinner. I'll post it. But yeah, for those of you who weren't here, the video that I posted on Sunday is a spoiler vlog, like recap video for the second novel and the second novella in the Shadow Me series. So if you are participating in Brooklyn's read along for the Shadow Me series, that could be helpful if you are not caught up. And even if you're not participating in that read along and you just, want to know what's going on in the series without having to read the books, or you read them already and you don't remember what happened, check that out. Oops, I didn't mean to click on that. Favorite thing to do in video games is when growing up, my brother would run to the bathroom and tell us to just move his character around so he wouldn't die. We would do that too, especially like during like Black Ops and stuff if we're playing like online because you can't pause the game. So I'll put his character in a completely different part of the game. Oh my gosh. I was unfortunately playing a no contact football with some cousins, and the ball hit the eye. Oh my gosh. And the pressure tore apart the retina, and the injection helps to stop the bleeding, prevent more damage. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. That is not what I was expecting. I don't really know what I was expecting. I think the only thing that came to mind was like maybe you were like fencing or something. But this is not what I was expecting. Oh my gosh. Outside of like the issue with your eye, like, are you okay otherwise? Like, is the rest of you? Because like, if it hits you in the eye, it means it like hits you in the face. Like, did you have any other like issues? Are you okay? But that's what I spent my day doing at work, prepping to give retina injections. Wow. And I got got to read my new favorite case notes Previous eye doctor said right is a mansion and left is a dumpster fire. What does this mean? What is the context here? I do not understand. Were they like looking at pictures or something? Because that's hilarious if that's what it was. Okay. Let's switch over to this one. Oh, just kidding. I guess I need to, hold on, let me close this because we don't need this open anymore. And then I need to share my other screen that has the timer on it because what just happened? We're actually gonna use the timer this time around since I will not be playing Catan. I'll be eating dinner. Hello, Raven. Welcome in. How's it going? What are you up to this evening? Last words injuries to the eyes are possible. Wow. I've never heard of this. That's wild. Huh. Hopefully you're all well. I'm reading the manga Mocha the Cat and His Forever Family. Oh, that sounds cute. Actually doing pretty good, minus a skinned up knee and minor black eye for a bit. Well, that's good. Luckily, it didn't, do any additional damage, any major damage besides the eye situation. I cannot say that I've ever been hit in the face with like a sports ball, but I don't wish that on my worst enemy. When I see stuff like that happen like on TV, I always wonder like, is that a stunt double? Did they really hit them in the face with like whether it's like a basketball or whatever? I'm just like, what are the mechanics of that? Because I feel like in real life that would be incredibly painful. So I can't even imagine. Hello, Raven. I don't either, but that's what made it great. Like low-key bro has amblyopia. I don't know if I said that right. Which is a lazy eye that never got fixed as a kid, so now his brain just ignores it. Oh wow. Interesting. Okay. We have reached the end of the comments. I am going to listen to more of this book. This book got crazy. Okay. Let's talk about this for a second because I need to talk about what just happened in this book. This book is out of control. There are things that are being said and things that are happening in this book that I was not prepared for. Like never in my wildest dreams, the way that this book started, the way that it was going, would I have imagined that this is where the story. You know what? This actually reminds me. I mean, I don't know how it's going to end, right? But so far, this book actually kind of reminds me of Verity. So if you liked Verity, then you would like this. But like I said, I'm not finished with it yet. So don't take my word for that just yet. But like, if you've read Verity and like the crazy things that were happening, like the main character, well, not the main character, the past wife, not the current wife, but the wife before. She's crazy. This woman is out of control. Somebody needs to stop. Well, I was gonna say somebody needs to stop her, but they did stop her. She's dead, so that already happened. But oh my goodness, this woman is out of pocket reading these like journal entries that she wrote. This woman is crazy. Like I don't know if anybody could like see like my facial expressions as I was listening to this, but like I'm just like the whole time just like what is going on? And I don't want to spoil it, but I'm just like, I need somebody who's read this book so I can talk about it. Because what is happening? Oh, good. I wasn't sure. I was like, I was cooking and almost missed the chatty bit. No worries. You're good. Took my dogs for a walk, got to 41%, and made a chicken Caesar salad. Lovely. That's actually what I had for lunch. I had a chicken Caesar salad for lunch. So we're going to do butter chicken for dinner. So I need to go heat that up so I can eat it. Okay, now we're going to actually go into our next sprint. So I will see you guys back here in an hour. Happy reading or doing whatever it is that you're going to be doing in the next hour. Hopefully the timer went off. I didn't hear anything just now. I don't know if you guys heard the timer sound or not, but our 60 minutes is complete. That is the end of sprint number 2. We will do one more sprint. It'll be probably it'll be a shorter one. It'll be like 30-minute sprint. That'll give us time. We'll probably end a little bit early, depending on how long we chat. And that'll give us time to mosey on over to Atia's channel, because she will be beginning at 10 o'clock Eastern. And for context, it is currently 9:10 Eastern for those who are not in the Eastern time zone. So we have about 50 minutes before she gets started. But how did that sprint go for everyone? What did you guys end up doing during that time? I made it up to 70 something percent. I don't remember where I left off, but it's 70 something. And I still don't know where we're going with the story. Like I'm trying to figure it out. And I'm lost. I'm not gonna lie. I have like theories, but it's like it could be anything. It could literally be anything. So I don't know what to do with this. I'm eager to get to the end because at this point I'm just like, I just need to know how this ends. Like there's been so many like twists or like crazy things that have happened or like characters that have been introduced that I'm waiting for something to like connect. I feel like we've been introduced to a lot of new information, new characters, and like things we didn't know. But I'm waiting for something to like connect to something that we already knew, where it's like, oh, like one of those moments. And instead, we just keep getting like new information where it's like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Instead of being like, oh, like a revelation or realization moment. Like that's what I'm waiting for. So I probably will not finish this tonight. I highly doubt it. I might be able to get through maybe another hour or so. It says that I have 2 hours left. So if I'm listening to it at 2 times speed, it means that I only have an hour left. And the next sprint is only going to be 30 minutes. So I'm probably, and I don't think that once sprints are done, that I'm going to listen to any more of this tonight, realistically, because I have to take down like my entire desk setup and move everything. So by the time I finish doing that, I'm going to be exhausted. I'm not really going to be doing it. My brother's doing it, but I have to supervise so that he doesn't break anything. Because I physically cannot move all this heavy stuff in the condition that I'm in right now. But yeah, by the time we get done with that, I'm going to be tired. I'm not going to finish this, but I'm hopefully either tomorrow or Friday I'll finish this. But I'm very eager to know, like, where are we going with this story? It's crazy to be like 70% in and still not know where we're going, which I guess is a good thing. There haven't been too many books. I think I might have talked about this. I don't know if I talked about this on Sprints or if I talked about it when I was talking to Paco and Helen, like on Discord. But I have been like struggling to find books that like keep my attention, books that when I'm not reading them, I'm thinking about reading them. When I'm doing stuff, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to finish whatever I'm doing so that I can pick up this book. I haven't been feeling like that for the last couple of months. It'll be like a book that I'm reading that like, it's fine while I'm reading it, but then when I'm not reading it, I have no desire or urge to pick it up. But this book, I'm just like, I need to know where this is going. I need answers. So I guess that's a good thing. Despite the fact that I don't know where we're going, at least it's keeping me invested in the story and wanting to continue reading. So I'll take it. I feel like I was in a slump. Probably, I've been in like a mini slump probably since October. So I feel like I'm slowly coming out of that now. A big part of that is because I have to get all these books read before June for the convention that I'm going to. But even still, I feel like I'm just in a better space mentally where I can like read or even want to read. And also, I think it helps that I have finished all the seasons of Dimension 20 that I really wanted to watch, like all the ones that I really wanted to get to. I've finally finished all of them. So now I'm just watching some of the other ones. So I'm not as like invested. It's not sucking up all of my time. So that probably helps a little bit too. Because Dimension 20 really, like, I was so hyper fixated on that show and have been since October. So, things are looking up. Things are looking up. Lexi said, I swear if I get one more ad for Miracle Whip. I don't think I've gotten any ads for Miracle Whip. That's so funny. I'm trying to think, what do I get ads for? I don't even know. I don't even be paying attention to them, so I couldn't even tell you what kind of ads I get. Let me see. This is the link to my latest video that came out on Sunday. It is the recap of Unravel Me and Fracture Me, which are books that are part of the Chatter Me series. If you didn't hear me when I talked about this earlier, if you weren't here when I talked about this earlier. So this link is pinned, and it also is the QR code that's up there. So you can scan that QR code and it'll take you to the video as well, depending on whether you're watching this like on your TV or on your phone, whatever. All the ways that you can get to that video. Ooh, Cherie said, finish the book, gave it 3 stars. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad that you were able to finish your book. Mission accomplished. Good night, Cherie. Take care. Just did some crochet. Nice. Ate dinner and watched Invincible. What is Invincible? Is this a movie or a show? I've not heard of this. Hello, Vasantha. How are you? Mr. Sprint this morning, finished breakfast, read up to 44% of Love Overboard by Candy Steiner. Ooh, I've not heard of this. Also, I need to open my spreadsheet back up. I don't remember why I closed it. I think I closed it because I had too many tabs open when I was playing Colonist earlier. Did you finish? I think you were reading The Reckoning Comes. Did you finish that? Love Overboard. I spelled overboard wrong. I'm not surprised. Hello, Samantha. At this point, you're gonna have a whole new home. I know. Like this furnace and AC that's in here. Is this thing older than me? I think this thing is the same age as me. I think this, like I don't know what is it, an apparatus? Is it a machine? I don't know. Whatever the equipment is called that's in here that like makes the AC and the furnace work is from 94. So it is old. Now, technically, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not like it broke and that's why I'm having it replaced. But when they came out to do maintenance on it the other day, they were saying like it's like rusted and stuff on the inside, which it's still working fine. So I could have just left it as is. It's also partially like, I'm sure it's a marketing thing, right? Because they're like, oh, well, we're doing a promo right now where I forget what the promo is, but it's some kind of promotional thing that they're doing where they take a certain amount off of whatever the normal price is. Or no, I think it's a buyback program or something. So like you give them your old equipment, and then because you gave them the old equipment, they take a certain amount off of, the new stuff that they're going to install. And they were like, oh, we only do this once a year and it's going on right now. And they were like, oh, well, you don't want to wait until the summertime to do it because 1, the promo won't be going on anymore. And 2, if you wait until the summertime, the price goes up for AC. Like they purposefully make the prices for the AC stuff expensive in the summertime because that's people usually wait till it's hot to do stuff with their AC. And vice versa with the heating stuff. So like the furnace, all that stuff, whatever, they make it more expensive in the winter because usually if people are going to need to buy something like that, they usually wait until they actually need it in the winter. So if you buy it in the off season, basically it's cheaper. So they gave us a good deal. They gave us, I think they were trying to give us like, I don't know if it was like 10% or 20% off. And I haggled them down to 50%. So I was like, you know what? The fact that you guys were willing to go down to 50% from like whatever they were at down to 50, I'll take it. We can do it. So like I said, there's nothing wrong with the one that I have, but it is good to have like a more updated one because if something were to happen, I don't think it's under warranty anymore because of how old it is. So if something were to happen, I would have to probably pay even more money. And I would hate to wait until like the dead of summer when it's like 90 degrees outside and like we don't have any AC in the house because it decided to break on us. So I'm not looking forward to this process of having to move all my stuff and having them come in here and do whatever they have to do and all the money this is going to cost. Not looking forward to any of that. But if it ends up saving me money in the long run, not having to spend, more, buying it when it's in season versus getting it out of season. Then I guess this is what adulting is, right? Adulting is terrible. Adulting is fully a scam. I feel like we need to teach children that adulting is a scam so that they can set their expectations accordingly. Because my generation was shown a bunch of Disney movies, and I thought we all thought we were going to be princesses and marry a prince and live in a castle. Nobody told us about bills and taxes and home renovations. They didn't prepare us for this, okay? The Miracle Whip one is the only one I've gotten on these sprints all night. That's hilarious. I wonder why. I'll be honest, I don't know how like the ads and stuff work. Like I don't know if like I can choose what ads get shown. I doubt it. But I don't know why they're showing a bunch of Miracle Whip ones. That's so funny. I don't even eat Miracle Whip. That makes it even funnier. Mel said 52 pages, nice. Into Ghostwriter. It reads pretty fast and is really interesting. I need to know if our FMC's dad really did it. Ooh, is this like a mystery? I don't know why, but I just assumed that Ghostwriter was like, I don't know, like contemporary or like literary fiction about like an author doing something. I don't know why I just assumed that. But is this a mystery? Might save you on. Yes, that was the other benefit they were saying because especially not, I don't know about the electric specifically, but I know for the gas, they specifically said that this will help with like the gas bill, which the gas bill is really the one that's like a lot. But they were saying that because the machine is so old, I guess it's like less efficient, so it like pulls more gas and probably pulls more electricity too. And so by getting a new one, it'll hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll hopefully reduce, how much the usage is. And so that'll also lower my like gas and electric bill. So that's, here's to hoping that actually happens. Because, they tell you a bunch of stuff and you never really know how much of it is true and how much of it is mumbo jumbo just to get you to buy the thing. So I hope. I don't eat it either. Yeah, I don't know why. I guess they're trying to persuade you to come over to the dark side and eat Miracle Whip. I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. It's like a mystery thriller. Okay, about a woman estranged from her father who ghostwrites novels for authors. There's been rumors of her father murdering his siblings when they were kids. Oh, it's giving like Sinister. That movie is like, that still to this day is like one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. And it's not scary like how Exorcist is scary, but it's still scary. Like the concept of that movie is like just every time I think about that movie, it's just truly terrifying. But I'm assuming that I'm assuming there's another part to this message. There's never enough proof to prove it was him. She ends up getting a contract to ghostwrite her father's memoir where he claims that he will tell the truth about what happened. Wait. Okay. So her father's a writer. She's also a writer. And she gets a contract to write her father's memoir. That's interesting. And he's going to tell her basically whether or not he really did it. It kind of reminds me too of like just this like summary that you gave us. It kind of reminds me of what was that Riley Sager book? The one about the house, the only house left, the last house. What is it called? The only one left. It kind of reminds me of the only one left. Interesting. Huh. Okay. It's like Sinister meets the only one left. Her father's also suffering from Lewy body dementia. So there's a bit of an unreliable narrator element. Oh gosh. I feel like this would like mess with my head. Like I would be so frustrated like throughout this book. Like I would not have satisfaction until I get to the end of the book and like have answers. So I now understand your message from earlier when you're like, I need to know if he did it. Yeah, I feel that. I just gotta do AC myself because mine took the new one for sure is working better. Oh, that's good. That's good. And that's the thing too. Like when they came to like do the maintenance thing or whatever, they only were doing service on the AC. So the AC is what's rusted. But the rust is not preventing it from working. It's just rusted. But because of how old it is, they're like, you're lucky that it lasted this long. Like I think the warranties usually are like 10 to 20 year warranties. And like I said, this thing is 32 years old. This thing is as old as I am. So it's well past. It's well past like the warranty or whatever. So it probably should have stopped working by now, but the gods above looking down, protecting my furnace and my AC or whatever. But it was really just the AC. But then when they were looking and they saw like how everything is like connected or whatever, they were saying that you might as well just get both of them done at once, because if you just get the AC done, eventually they're gonna have to come back and do the heat at the same time, and I'm gonna have to like move all this stuff, and like there's just gonna be a whole bunch of stuff that's gonna have to happen, and it's like it just would be easier to get it all done in one go around and just be finished with it and not have to deal with this for another like 20 plus years. So I was like, okay, I guess. I can't say energy wise it's more efficient yet because I haven't gotten the electric bill, but it's been in the 85 degrees here lately, but it for sure cools my entire apartment faster. Oh, that's good. Okay. So maybe it'll help like with cooling faster. I wonder too, this is just like me thinking out loud. I wonder if it can cool or heat faster, then that means that it won't have to run as long. Does that logic make sense, or am I reaching? No, not Home Before Dark, because I haven't read that one. I think it's called The Only One Left. I think that's what it's called, but it's like a bluish and like red cover, and it's like a house on a cliff or something like that. I think it's called The Only One Left. Hello, Jean. How are you? Just finished my creative writing course. Lovely, lovely. Are you like working on like an actual like story or something right now? That's what I was thinking. No, not Home Before Dark. I haven't read that one. The only Riley Sager books that I've read is the one that I'm talking about that I can't remember the name of, and Final Girls. Those are the only two that I've read. I want to read Home Before Dark because that's like the pinkish one, I think. I hear good things about that one. Home Before Dark, and there's another one that I wanted to read. I can't remember what it's called. And then I haven't really heard very many people talk about With a Vengeance, which I think is like the newest one. I haven't heard anybody talk about that, so I don't even know if that's any good. On my way to work, we'll be reading Love Overboard by Candy Steiner on the train. Nice. Have a wonderful day at work. Hello to Jean. Okay, good. I was like, I don't know if this actually makes sense or if I'm just making this up. But I feel like it could run less. If it doesn't have to run as long to like heat or cool, then it can like, not run as often, which will hopefully like save energy and gas and stuff. At 46% of an arc called Nepo, a YA novel set in 2059. Oh, wow. Where all celebrity are cloned or have undergone maybe plastic from past celebrities. Have undergone plastic from past celebrities. I'm not sure I understand the last part of this, but I do get the first part, that they're all like clone like celebrities. Interesting. 2059. It feels like that's so far away, but really it's not. It's really like what, maybe like 25. I can't do math. We talked about this earlier. Math is not my thing, but it's like roughly 25 years from now, which is not really that long, which is crazy. My new one doesn't run as long as it does, and it doesn't kick back on as often. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So hopefully it's, saving energy and everything by working that way. Home for Dark also has a similar. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. But I hear good things about it. Now I want to read it even more. Undergone plastic surgery to look like. Oh, interesting. Oh, what a strange premise. You'll have to let us know once you finish, like what your thoughts are. There's no new celebrities. Oh, that's so weird. It's kind of like entertainment though, because I feel like nowadays it's like there's no new or no original like storylines anymore in like movies and television shows. We just keep remaking stuff that already existed. Like I recently found out, I don't know how long this has been out, but I found out that they are rebooting Malcolm in the Middle. I'm just like, why do we keep, I mean, don't get me wrong, like I appreciate it, the nostalgia of it all, but I just feel like the reboots aren't working. I can't think of very many reboots that were better than their originals, or that were even like as good as their originals, let alone like surpass them. I'm like, I feel like we need to stop rebooting stuff and just let those things from the past like maintain, the level, or whatever the word is I'm looking for. Like, let's just let it be what it is. Let us appreciate what that was, and we can just watch the reruns. We don't need to reboot it because the reboots aren't working. So this kind of feels like that with the celebrities. The fact that they're just like cloning celebrities or like getting themselves to look like old celebrities. I'm like, we got even the music now. I mean, this is not a new thing, but I feel like I notice it more now that a lot of the music is just samples of like music from before. I'm just like, is anything new anymore? Everything is just like copy, recycle. I'm just like, okay, what happened to originality? How do we get that back? We'll say I'm enjoying this more than I did Home Before. Okay, good. It's all the greed of celebrity. Interesting. Don't think new live actions are as great either, or really add anything. Yes, I agree. I think like live actions were exciting maybe like 10, 15 years ago. Because when they started, like when they did like Cinderella or like Maleficent, like those were like, ooh, like wow. But now it's just like, I don't know, they just feel lackluster. I don't I don't know. I don't know what's happening to the entertainment world. Harry Malcolm was only 4 episodes. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I saw like a commercial for it. I wasn't really paying attention because I didn't watch Malcolm in the Middle growing up, so I know what it is, but I don't think I've ever seen like a full episode all the way through. So when I saw that there was like an ad for it, I was like, why? Why? Need more Lois and Hal, but I'm cheap. I'm assuming that those are characters from Malcolm in the Middle, but I wouldn't know. Like I said, I've never seen it. The book has a great potential, but some things need more clarity. Only 7 people reviewed the book on NetGalley. Interesting. I don't know. I mean, it's been a minute since I've done anything with NetGalley, but is it like possible for like the author to get feedback from the people that are reading it to maybe like make some changes or anything before it like gets, officially published? Only live actions I've liked so far. I have not seen Little Mermaid, but Aladdin was really good. I will say Aladdin was really good. But I have not seen Little Mermaid. I imagine that it was great, but I haven't seen it. Probably why I stopped TVing pretty much. Yep. You know what? That actually makes sense. I feel like this is a connection that I would not have made if you had not said it, but this is genius because I feel like a lot of people don't. I was talking to my mom the other day, and we were talking about, I don't even know why we were talking about this. We were talking about like watching content, and it's because my mom said that she was expecting that by now you will be able to make phone calls through your TV. And I was like, I'm pretty sure like if you have the right TV or whatever, you probably can, but it's not like an inherent thing where every TV you buy like, has that ability or whatever. And I was like, probably part of the reason why that doesn't exist is because we have phones and a lot of people are watching TV on their phones or like whatever handheld device, a tablet, an iPad, whatever. People are watching content on their phones more than they're watching content on like an actual television. So it wouldn't make sense to put a phone on the television when you could put the television on the phone. And we were talking about the fact that like, before it was just kind of like people were watching like social media videos, YouTube and Snapchat and TikTok, whatever. But like now, like all the streaming platforms and stuff, like you can get the app for it on your phone or like I said, whatever your handheld device is. And she was saying that she was like, even her dad, who's, I think he'll be 80 this year. She was like, my dad doesn't even watch TV. Like he just watches YouTube, which I was surprised. I was not expecting that from my grandfather for him to be a YouTube guy. And then I was like, what did he be watching? And she said that he likes to watch videos. I've never seen this before. I've never heard of this until she told me this a couple days ago. But apparently there are videos on YouTube of people just like driving through towns or through cities. And she said that he just likes to watch people drive through like towns that he's been to. I do not understand this concept. Maybe I would have to see it to understand it. It sounds very strange, but I thought that was hilarious that she was like, "Yeah, he'd rather watch that than like watch a TV show or a movie." And that cracked me up. Cracked me up. But like maybe this is why because there's nothing original on TV anymore. The Resort Pack. I haven't read the other ones. Like I said, I've only read the two. Same, Lexi. Oh wait, no, you were talking about the rest of the live actions. To be honest, most of them I haven't seen. I've seen Cinderella. I've seen pieces of Maleficent. What I heard that Lion King was terrible. What else? I can't even remember what other. I heard that what was the one? Was it Emma Stone that did like Cruella de Vil or something? I heard that was like so. So yeah, I'm not surprised if you're saying the rest of them were whack. It was mainly the music that saved them. That's fair. That's fair. One of the reviews said she emailed the author. They clarified the test tube, etc. Cloning. So it already came out. Okay, I gotcha. Well, that's good that they were able to like reach out to the author and get some clarification that way. Watch YouTube. A lot of on my TV usually just a lot of docs and influencer drama stuff. Not really. He will like turn it on, or sometimes it like if you have like your autoplay on or whatever, like sometimes like my stuff will come on, but he doesn't like go out of his way to like sit down and watch me. But he'll like turn it on as like background noise or whatever, like while he's like cleaning or like doing stuff or whatever. So, I'll take it. A view is a view. Farrah also watch a lot of abandoned house tours. Oh, interesting. Okay. Other parent. Okay, I figured they were from the show. Sounds like me. I watch van/car life videos. See, I feel like that's different because I feel like you're kind of, it's almost like a lifestyle. I mean, I'm assuming that this is kind of like lifestyle stuff where they're like maybe giving you a tour of the van or like, showing you like how they do stuff, how they cook or whatever they're doing, like, in their van and stuff like that. But like from what my mom described, it's just somebody driving around with like I guess a camera on like their dashboard so you can like see the streets as they're driving through. I don't know if there's even any talking or anything. It's just I don't know. I need to see it. I need to see it so I can better explain it to you guys because the way it was described to me, it's just like, okay, sure, Maybe your parents thought that Malcolm was too risque. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I never watched it. To be honest, I don't even know what channel it came on. It was one of those things where like if I caught it, I would usually catch like the tail end of it. And it was usually by accident. Like I was either flipping through the channels or maybe I like came into a room and the TV was already on that channel and I was coming in to like, turn on something else. So I would catch like the tail end of it. But yeah, I don't even know what channel it came on. Like tiny home living videos. Yeah, see, that's different. That's different. Abandoned houses are interesting to me, just baffling all these mansions that are just full of stuff yet sitting completely empty. Huh. Empty of people. Do they ever explain in the videos like why they're empty or like where the people who own them went? Like are the people dead? Did they like flee the country? Are they running from the feds? Like where did the people go? I'm interested in what your grip. Yeah, I'm like, I gotta watch one of these because I don't understand. But from what it was described, it's basically just somebody with a camera in their dashboard and they're just driving around. So like he lives in Philly. So like they just drive around Philly and he'll just like watch them drive around Philly. And he lives in Philly, but he's originally from like Virginia. So he'll watch the ones for like Virginia. I'm just like, I can't imagine myself just like sitting for entertainment and watching somebody drive around in my town. Like I don't understand it, but to each their own. I thought maybe it was. I have no idea. I didn't watch Fox, so if it was on Fox, that would make sense as to why I never saw it. All of them actually. Fair. That's crazy though. Yikes. And what happens to that stuff? Does it like go for auction or people just come in and take stuff? Like how does that work? Who gets the estate? Like how does that work? Okay. Well, we do not at this point, unfortunately, have time for another sprint. I was going to do another 30, but we are 20 minutes away from Atia starting. So, what I think I'm going to do instead is we will just end a little bit early. And that way, that will give you all time to, if you need to like go to the bathroom, grab a snack, switch out books, whatever you got to do, in order to be prepared for Atia's sprints, which are going to start in 20 minutes. Also, watch videos of people who move to other countries. Those I have watched. There was a couple that I watched. This was a while back. I forgot all about this until you just brought it up. But there was a couple that I used to watch that did like finance videos, and then they ended up, because they were on like this finance journey or whatever. I think they both retired. I want to say by the age of 40, and then they ended up moving. I forget what country they moved to. It was somewhere in Europe. I don't know if it was like France or Sweden, somewhere. I forget. Them and their two kids, they like moved. And when I stopped watching them, they had just moved over there. So they were like just getting into the house, like hadn't even like fully unpacked and stuff. I'm curious now. I don't even remember what their channel was called. I have to see if I'm subscribed to them, because I'm curious to know, like, now that, you know, years have passed, like, how are they doing? Are they still over there? Did they come back? Like, you know, I don't know. Don't know, sometimes it's okay. Interesting. I feel like for a foreclosure, well, I guess, you know, depending on the reason why it was foreclosed on, I was gonna say, why would they leave their stuff there and not take it with them? Maybe they don't have a place to take it, or, you know, have a place to put it, don't have money for storage, you know. Wild. Interesting. I don't know how foreclosures work, but I wonder if the house has stuff in it and you like, they like do the auction thing or whatever, and you get like a house on like the auction or whatever, do you get to keep all the stuff that's inside? Are they nice cars? Because that's wild. I feel like if you're gonna do something, like, at least sell it, like, make some money off it. Don't just leave it. Like the one guy. Oh no, that's so much money. So much money. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they for sure are running from the feds. That's the kind of car you're driving, you're for sure. You're either dead or you're running for the feds, because no one else is leaving behind a car like that. That's insane. Okay. Let me take this off. Move that off the screen. There we go. Let me think. Do I have any announcements or updates? I don't think so. Neva's 24-hour sprints are happening this weekend. I am not hosting anything for that this weekend, but I'm not sure what I'm doing, to be honest, this weekend. I don't know if I'll be home. I'm trying to transition back to being home by like the end of the day, Tuesday of next week. So between now and the end of the day next Tuesday, I will be slowly trying to like transition back to being home full time. But at the moment, I am not home full time. So I do not know where I'm going to be, whether I'm going to be at my mom's house this weekend or here this weekend. I don't really know. But I may potentially pop in to some folks' sprints, as like a guest or whatever on screen. But if not, I will hopefully see some of you all in the chats. He said some of the houses he had. Ooh, not the mafia. This should be one of your like presentation things that you do, Lexi. I would watch a presentation on this. But yeah, I will not be hosting any of the sprints for Neva's 24-hour reading sprints, but I will try to pop on screen depending on where I am. Yes, ma'am. It is by Shanor Williams. It is wild. There's some wild stuff happening in this book, and I do not know. I have so many questions. I'm like 70% in. So many questions. I probably can answer this question better once I finish it, because right now my brain is just spinning. I'm just like, what? Where are we going? What's happening? How much of this is like, I can't tell what really happened. I can't tell if certain people are like hallucinating or if they're lying. Like, I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Ooh, there you go. But yeah, that is it for me. you guys have 15 minutes to gather yourselves and head on over to Atia's channel to continue the sprint trolley for the Read Your Library Readathon. I hopefully am going to get a whole lot more library books this week. I put a request in for like 8 different books. So hopefully those will be ready by Friday. So I'll show those to you guys next week if I can get them all. But yeah, have a lovely rest of your evening, rest of your week. And I will see you guys back here, same time, same place for more Wind Down Wednesday next week, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. And until then, bye.